Hello, I'm Isaiah Mitchell from Earthless, and we are at the Beachland Ballroom in Cleveland, Ohio, and this is my pedal board. Well, this is my main Strat. I've had this forever, and this is what I have always gone to first. This is number one. And I have a Magnatone M80, which are amazing amps. I'm a huge fan of the Magnatone line. So this, a trusty orange 412 with 65 watt speakers. And then as a backup, I've got my cousin's 1979 Marshall JMP, which was the amp that I used in the whole 10-15 years of Earthless. So it's great to have that back as well. So what we have down here is we have, good old trusty Korg tuner. Lights up, great, tunes well. Then we just have a nice little Vox wah-wah that I just picked up. And it's got a little switch to kind of change the cue, the sweep. So lower, but I like the high setting. So this is a Cesar Diaz Texas Ranger treble booster. And a buddy told me a long time that I should check out treble boosters, and this was the very first one I picked up, and it's amazing. And it just has like a very creamy, rich, sustainy, powerful sound. And I've always stacked it with overdrives. And well, I do have a million different treble boosters, but this is the first one. This is the go-to, and it's great. It has a setting where you can have like actual treble boost or do more of a mid boost or a bass bottom boost. I prefer the bottom boost. So it's still treble booster, but maybe I'm not using it as such, but that's just the amp. Here we go. Sounds great. I love it. And then I go back and forth between pedals a lot, and in the Overdrive Planet today, my buddy Gio at Black Volt Amplification in LA, I have one of his amplifiers, and he makes killer pedals too. An Overdrive, I have his treble booster that I also love. But it's just a good overdrive distortion. It's got a nice range to it. The gain all the way down, I'll bring it up. That's about where I have it set usually. And I get it right out of the dark zone as soon as it hits some bright clarity. That's where I have it. And then stacking these together, the treble booster and the overdrive. So that's the overdrive world. Now we're going to get into the modulation world. And right here in the next position of the chain is the Earthquaker Devices Dispatch Master. And this is one of my absolute favorite pedals. It is a go-to quite often, especially for ambient and mellower stuff that I like to play with loops. So this pedal, it's so beautiful. The delay range, like how long, you know, until the next repeat, it's amazing. It's so beautiful, and the reverb combo inside of it's fantastic. You know, it's a very beautiful sounding box. That's very useful for me. So let's see. I love this pedal. It's hard to stop playing with it. It's pedals like that make me want to stay with the effect and spend time there. This is one of those that does that for me, and I really, really love this pedal. So after that, a good buddy of mine in Eugene, Oregon has a company called Make Sounds Loudly, and he makes amazing boxes, great effects, and he builds kind of anything that I ask him or whatever. Very creative, and again, his pedals are extremely musical, and I have a hard time wanting to stop once I get going. And this right here, it's just two different delays. One is like a Echoplex EP3 circuit, and then this other one over here is a Deluxe Memory Man circuit, and you have some modulation. So we got this. Oops, getting a little funky. He has a knob that you can make it oscillate. Like, so if in the moment I want to get weird, it's there without going down on my hands and knees there. And then here's the Deluxe Memory Man side, which sounds really cool. Super fun. And this modulation. fun times. And then finally, we end with the Strymon Flint. I got it primarily because I really love the harmonic tremolo effect, and I love my Fender Brownface amps that have that. So to find one that sounds pretty darn good in comparison to those was a great find for me. So, and then let me turn this on a little bit. It's awesome, and it's got a few other settings, but I keep it on the harmonic, you know, more optical sound. Very hard. I love that phasey sound, yeah, big time. And then it has a reverb, which sounds great. 3 settings, 60s, 70s, 80s. I stick most of the time with Earthless on the 60s, more spring reverby. Yeah, that's what I got going on down here. Man, I change it up so often. The actual pedals, the effects themselves don't really change. There's always going to be a wah. If an Earthless is always going to be a wah, treble booster, a delay, an overdrive. You know, the Flint, some kind of modulation and a reverb. I change things up often just because I just do. Sometimes there's a fuzz, but I usually approach that effect by stacking the overdrive and the treble booster. But yeah, it changes often. But you know, there's certain pedals that feel like home. You know, the Diaz Texas Ranger, that's one. This Dispatch Master, that is another one that it finds its way on my board very often. And you know, I usually have a couple different options in my pedalboard case in case I want to switch things up, and as a backup because I don't want to lose anything if something breaks or whatever. So, and I switch it up, and I don't know, it's just fun to switch things up for myself. I enjoy it. There's a lot of great pedal builders out there, and I like to yeah, just appreciate them and use them as much as possible.